2007, I started my own agency, and I've been doing this for 28 years.
Wow, congratulations. That's quite a feat to be able to handle. I mean, you have to keep people busy working. And
Oh, yeah.
so you are a true entertainment industry giant, I would say.
Well, I don't know about giant part, but I'm
Well,
in the entertainment industry.
and you've been struggling to work for the minorities, kind of like
Yes.
the underdog, to try to get them into film and TV, which is, I know, a very difficult thing to do, and especially in the Latino industry too. I
Oh,
know.
yeah. It's funny, Bill. It's that Steven Spielberg's interviewed, and the reporter says, "Oh, so you're going to make a movie about so and so," or Scorsese said, "Oh, we're going to make a movie about so and so,"
Hmm.
or Michael Bay, "We're going to make a movie about so and so."
Hmm.
But when the reporter asks an African American director or producer, "Oh, you're going to make a African American movie," why don't they just say make a movie?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's a root. And these are people who went to Harvard and Yale, I suspect, and Princeton, and they have it stuck in their head. They should say, you're making a movie.
That's what you're.
Fascinating to me.
Yeah, you know what? That's like, I didn't go see The Butler because it was a black character playing it. I went to see because it was an interesting movie. It sounded interesting. The same with 42. I said, let me go see that. Those are two that had an interest, and that's why I go see movies. I don't go see movies because it's based on a race. I see movies for what it's supposed
Right.
to be, entertainment.
The way they promote, do trailers, and sell the movie, sometimes it makes it appear that it's an African American movie. So
Mm.
a
I,
lot of people in the community, and maybe even the Latina or the Asian or the Caucasian community, oh well, we can't really relate, so maybe we won't be interested in that. They kind of turn it off before it has a chance.
yes.
What's fascinating to me is that they make movies that in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, 60s, even 70s. When I watch it on TNT
Hmm.
and Turner Classic Movies, there's very few minorities, and if they are, the blacks would be the maids, and the Hispanics would be, I don't even think in there, they would have a Caucasian person play a Hispanic. It's getting better for the African American people that the actors here. It is getting better because there are films now that are the romantic comedies, and Tyler Perry has changed that a little bit.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's not the gang films. When I started in the business, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society,
Oh,
the
yeah.
movies like that where they're all gang related, those have kind of gone to the wayside.
But you know what they're doing now, Sid? What I just noticed as a moviegoer is the blacks are making now a lead into the movies being the main characters, but the Latinos now, they're the gangbangers, they're the bad
That's
guys,
right.
they're the
It's
drug
changed.
dealers.
It's flipped now to the Hispanics. Now, when we send out, like we have Carla Jimenez, who's recurring on Last Man Standing,
Hmm.
and she's recurring on a new show called Growing Up Fisher
Yeah.
and Bad Teacher and all that. But two of the shows, she's a maid. And there's nothing wrong with that because the storylines are good. One is that she becomes a citizen and what have you. But the most of the parts for Hispanics now, they're having the huge fight to overcome. You're either the gardener,
Oh,
or you're
yeah.
the maid, or you're the guy working in the restaurant, washing the dishes.
Yes.
And it's just, and the Asians even have it worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real tough one.
And it's very good what you're doing because you're working with writers, the script.
I'm working with everybody to try to be creative. To me, what is incredibly interesting is Johnson. He can play Caucasian and he can play African American. He's the lead in the films, but he can play either way because of his ethnicity is ambiguous. You don't know.
Yes.
And it's fascinating to me. He's an A-plus movie star, and he's used because he can play both ends of it. I mean, I just find that fascinating that they let him do that because he's not too African American looking and he's not too Caucasian looking. So
Hmm.
he's got everybody covered.
So the whole movie industry then is trying to make a very generic, acceptable
Right.
person then
Even
to
the people,
the.
even the Jewish people that run it
Uh-huh.
are afraid to put themselves in it, so to
Wow.
speak. That image. I mean, Louis B. Mayer. I mean, he celebrated. He never celebrated any Jewish holidays whatsoever. Of course, in the 30s, 40s, it was probably
Bad
the
time.
problem was much, much worse.
Oh
But
yes.
he acted, and he put people like Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland, and he made sure that anybody in the movies were middle America and would love him. He specialized in that. He would never even consider anything else.
You know, if you go with a format and it's working and you're making money, don't rock it, you know. But I could see back then, but now you have to because the movies are just not garnering the fans anymore. And why? Because this America now we live in has really lessened itself and say, I got to go see a white guy. You know, I'm white, I got to go see a white guy. I'm Hispanic, I got to go see a Latino. It doesn't work that way anymore. But
Right.
in the Latino friends that I know, they don't go to the movies very often because they're misrepresented. And
That's exactly right, and they feel that they can't relate to the characters or the storyline, or it's not going to be realistic for them. Because when you see a movie, you want to be able to relate to it, and you want to get into it, and you want to be entertained. That was exciting to see, or that was great. And if you don't like the characters, or you don't think that it's fair, then you just don't go, and you're not into it.
no, you don't. And you know, the population, I was checking the population in 2012. African Americans represent 13.1%, Latino 16.9%. And Southern California, what's the majority there? Latinos.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but they're not in the movies. But you have all these dollars that you're not getting into the movies.
They have extreme economic power, and again, you gotta get people from the top, the finance people and the production people and the district. You have to get those people that are Hispanic, that are African American, that are Asian, and they will push and find the scripts and do these things. Not just one or two people that they always pick all the time, but everybody.
That's the only way you're going to get more moviegoers.
Right. A lot of agents won't represent minorities because they think there's not enough work and they can't make much money. I'm just the opposite. I want that because I think that the future in this business is going to be much different. I pray it'll be much different. We, have an African American president that was reelected, and that should be some sign that things are going to change. But right now, they're not going to change unless people way up on top are minorities.
Yes, and that's a tough nut to crack because I think
Right.
Telemundo was, I think the CEO at one time was white. I was really
That's right. That's exactly right.
okay, yeah, and I was really surprised. Are you telling me it was very insulting to me? Are you telling me you can't find one Latino who is smart enough, to run the organization that's Hispanic based? And that's what it was. You're doing something very smart. You're doing something that I tried very hard doing, trying to convince corporations to move to the market, but you are fighting a good fight and you're not letting it go. And I can, I admire
I
that.
never get the credit when it works.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets the credit.
Yes.
But I don't care.
I don't think you do care
Great
about it.
idea
Yeah.
to the producer.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? And it's not just singled out on minorities, but let's say there's a show where they need somebody in a wheelchair. Lots of times they'll cast a person that's very able-bodied and they walk and what have you, and they put them in a wheelchair because of the law that they'd have to get ramps and they'd have to get special, on the set, they'd have to have special ramps and,
Yes.
and things done, and they don't want to spend the money. A lot of people that are handicapped see that, and it bothers them like crazy because they're using somebody that's, that's not handicapped.
Yeah,
In a handicap, they can't get those parts.
And that's the reason. I never thought of that part. They have to.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much work to be done. You are just. You're on the tip of an iceberg. That.
Oh yeah. Oh no. This is, and everybody, pats me on the back about doing all of this, but I don't. Where's the action? You can tell me it's nice and great, but where's the action of the hiring? and that's what you have to overcome. I'm not looking for somebody to say, "Oh, that's great that you're doing all this." I'm looking for the bookings, and I want my next 10 years to be legendary, and I want to be known for something before I go down.
You want to be Don Quixote?
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it comes to my mind. You're in a certainly a good fight, and it's going to be decades. But if you can be that one person who starts to make people aware of it, because you know what, I'll tell you, Sid, I never even thought about it until this came across, and I thought, what? And then I was reading the statistics and reports. I said, wow, this is really unrepresented. For people out there who want to be able
I
to.
have a website.
Oh, there you go. Like something that people can contact you and say,
Oh, yeah.
Sid, I'm a struggling actor. Take a look at me, please.
And you can put my email down. Anybody can email me, notes or
Okay.
whatever. I look at everything, or a picture and a resume.
Oh, excellent. Sid, for people out there listening,
Yeah.
what is your email address?
It's Levin, Levin. There's no E at the end of it. It's just Levin Agency, Agency, at earthlink.net. It has to start from the very top. It has to be all minorities, all parts in all movies and TV shows. That has to be. And if we can do that and pull it off, then the average film goer who lives in Iowa or Kansas or whatever gets used to that, and it would reflect in society.
I would love more movies like that where I'm just seeing real people too, and people in wheelchairs. Not even something I thought of too until you mentioned that too. So, and it would be great because there's a lot of talent out there, and so I hope these guys who are supposed to be brilliant marketers in their movies will realize, hey, you know what? We better wake up and realize our money's dropping and do something about it.
That's right, because it would be a very lucrative way for them to do it.
Great. Thank you. And this has been very enjoyable talking with you today, Sid. Go out and enjoy some sunshine as you're working out there.
Stay warm.
Thank you, Sid. Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.